Welcome, my friends. Hello. Welcome. Jason here, and this is our integrative wellness class. So I hope that you guys are having a lovely Tuesday, June the 9th, 2020. Time is 3 p.m. We go till 3:55 every day, Facebook Live. Yoga. So I hope you guys are having an excellent day today. If anybody is trying to find me, it's at Yoga with Jason G. And I hope that you guys are having an incredible day today. So without further ado, let us begin. We're going to come into our practice. If there's any special requests today, please let me know. Dan and Gail, so nice to see you here. It's always a pleasure to practice with you guys. You guys are always missed when I don't see you guys. So I hope that you guys are having a very nice day today as we begin our practice. So let's get started. We're going to start in a standing position, and we're going to start in Tadasana pose. So we'll stand at the top of our mat, and we'll begin here. Just standing pose, and the palms are about hips width distance apart. And you're just going to begin to breathe here and start to find your way into your alignment. So I've actually changed up my practice a little bit. I'm focusing on a little bit of different aspects. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this as we kind of progress forward and continue to evolve our practices together. So start to notice your feet on the ground. And your feet are what we call your foundation. They're actually, your alignment is based on your feet. What is touching the ground is based on your foundation or your alignment. And as you just begin to breathe here, just start to shift the weight forwards and backwards a few times on those feet, just to begin to awaken those feet muscles, any amount. Excellent. And then you begin to stabilize yourself. So eventually you start to just kind of center yourself, and eventually you feel into various aspects of the practice. You start to feel the legs firming in. You start to feel the hips firming in, the buttocks begins to release down towards the thighs. So all of these have to do with alignment and stability. The belly draws in, the shoulders release down, the fingers extend out. So these are called stabilizing factors. And then we elongate. So as we press to our feet, maybe you can feel the chest lifting up even more here. Maybe you can feel the arms extending even more out to the sides. Inhale, float those arms up towards the ceiling. Palms face each other. Maybe even the palms touch. As you exhale here, hinge the weight of the body all the way forward and release all the way down. Now take the feet to about hips width distance apart here. Take your hands, bring your right thumb into the left crook of the elbow. Take your left thumb into the right crook of the elbow, and then just begin to let the waist sway from the left all the way to the right. And as you sway from left to right here, you're just going to begin to feel that elongation along the back body. So along the back body here as you breathe in and releasing here. And breathing into the back body, breathing into the shoulders, the neck, and breathing into the entire body, including the arms, including the fingers, including the feet. And eventually you'll take those hands back to the hips, the palms face the hips. Inhale, peel that chest on up, come back up to standing. All right. So from here, we're going to add a light bend to the knees. You can almost feel, so kind of yesterday what I worked on is from the stabilization and a little bit of Tai Chi practice. So you're going to imagine that your feet are kind of like sinking down into the earth like quicksand. The knees are about hips width distance apart. And you're just letting those legs sink down. The knees are bent, the hips are releasing down towards the heels. You're just releasing the chest on down. Good. And as you inhale here, you're going to take the hands. You're going to glide the hands up towards the ceiling. So raise the arms up. Keep those knees bent. Keep those knees bent. Keep those knees bent. And as you exhale here, you're going to begin to straighten through those legs and release the arms out to the sides. Good. Tadasana pose. Palms face the front of the room. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Tadasana pose. Lift the arms up. This is called Urdhva Hastasana. Bend the knees this time. And as you exhale, begin to glide those hands back to the sides of the body. When you get about halfway, begin to straighten those legs again. Once again, inhale, float those arms up. Bend the knees, bend the knees, bend the knees as you do so. Good. And as you begin to straighten through those legs, begin to release the arms down and out to the sides. Excellent, guys. Take the hands to the hips. Step the feet wide apart here. And then we're going to come into a forward fold. So see that first, before you even fold, see that your feet are parallel. The feet line up. So we always work on our alignment. So see that the feet are in line. They're facing one another. Feel that the heels are in line. Feel that the toes are in line. And once you feel that alignment, it's very important, then you can begin to release the torso on down. So from our alignment, we actually work to stabilization. So you're going to walk the hands underneath the chest. You're going to release the head on down. And now you stabilize. You stabilize by bending your knees slightly, feeling your calves moving towards the shins, feeling your thighs moving towards the hamstrings. Walk the hands back here and release the head on down. Then you elongate. So eventually you begin to feel those kneecaps lifting up. Eventually you begin to feel that torso releasing down any more towards the mat here as you continue to breathe. Take the hands to the hips again. Peel up through the chest. Inhale, lifting on up, and then heel-toeing your feet back towards one another. Heel-toeing your feet back towards one another. Good. So the arms come out to the sides. Now we're going to just begin to sway the arms from right to left. So this is definitely a Tai Chi exercise. So you want to bring your feet to about hips-width distance apart or a little bit wider here. And you're just letting the weight transfer from your inner foot to your outer foot. So when I transfer the weight onto my left leg, I actually lift up onto the right ball of the foot and lift up the entire right foot. As I draw that foot down, I do the same thing to the left foot. So the right knee is bent here. You're kind of balancing on the left ball of the foot, and then I come back to center. So once again, as I spin over to the right side, I open up and I look towards that right foot, left knee is bent. And then I turn back to center, and then I do the same to the other side. So that right knee is bent now. Keep releasing the hips down. Good. Again, inhale, lifting up. This time, float the arms up and out. And then as you come back to center, change sides and do exactly the same. So there's a lot of actions in this practice. Step the feet back together. Release the hands on down. Palms face the front of the mat. There's a lot of actions in this practice that we build upon that help to give us a sense of grounding and stability here. So again, as you bend those knees here, bend those knees down to the earth. Just let the knees release down and just be heavy here. Let the feet almost be like quicksand down to the earth. So it keeps us stable. When we talk about stability, we're talking about what we're connected to or what we're rooted with. So we're rooting down to the earth here as we stabilize down to the floor. Good, and as you press back through those legs and straighten the legs, open up the palms. Now we're in Tadasana, but we feel a little bit more stable here in Tadasana. We feel a little bit more lift. We feel a little bit more openness. So again, we're going to turn the palms down and bend the knees. You're going to feel that sense of kind of grounding. It's an inward focus. It's an inward focus. It lets us ground ourselves. And then as you press down through the feet, open up the palms, this is an outward focus. This helps us to open up, engage, connect. Inhale, float those arms up towards the ceiling. Maybe the palms touch here. As you exhale, hinge forward at those hips, fold all the way down. Inhale, peeling up through the chest halfway. As you exhale, leaning all the way forward and down. Inhale, spinning the arms up towards the ceiling, Urdhva Hastasana pose, palms touch. As we exhale, release the palms down, out, into the sides of the body. Take the hands to the hips here. Step the feet a little bit wider apart. And bend the knees again. So we keep doing these like knee bending postures, and there's a reason for it. When we bend our knees, it connects us to the earth. So from here, this is actually, it's called crane pose. So what you're going to do is shift the weight to the right leg. You're going to draw the left leg in. So you're on the left ball of the foot. It's kind of like tree pose. You're going to lift up through that leg, and then you're going to kick out that leg as you extend the left arm out. You're going to draw that leg back in and release that foot down to the earth. You slide the weight over all the way to the left foot. Bend into that left knee. Glide the right foot in. Inhale. Lift up through that leg. Exhale. Kick out that leg as you just extend the arms out slightly. Draw the leg back in. release that foot back on down. So we're going to do this a few times. So we glide the left foot in, left knee is bent, I'm on the left ball of the foot. Inhale, float the left leg up. Glide that left leg out. So you kick out here, draw the leg in, and then release that foot on down. So this is almost called it's called crane pose, because we kind of represent a crane. We're on one leg and we extend our arms out to the sides. It kind of has that crane-like posture. And then as you bring it in, you come back to center, and then you bring both feet back together. Exhale, release the hands on down. So then again, we'll just sway the arms from side to side as you step the feet back out one more time. And you can, if you want, just begin to lift up your opposite foot. You can even turn through the foot and through the legs. So it's an option here as you come back to center, and then you turn to the other side. So you kind of turn and step back, and then turn and move to the other side. So I just switched it up a little bit. Turn, lift up those arms, that's it. And then turn and lift up those arms to the other side. So we're going to do that again just a couple more times. So we'll lift up the arms, release them down and back to center. And then we'll lift up the arms and release them down and back to center. You'll lift up the arms, release them down back to center. And then the other side, you'll lift up the arms, release them down back to center. Eventually stepping those feet back together, releasing the arms down to the sides, opening the palms up here. Okay. So I like it. A lot of these Tai Chi practices are actually forms of martial arts. So this is actually one which is it's kind of maybe even seen it through with mixed martial art fighting when they do this pose. So you're going to take your left leg forward, your right leg back just like this. You're going to have a shield. Your left arm is a shield. Your left leg is forward. Your left arm is a shield. And then from here, you bring your left arm forward. You glide your right arm forward. You draw your right arm back, and then you come back to center here. You turn over to the other side. You step in. Your right arm is a shield. You glide the left hand forward. You draw the left hand back. Then you glide back to center, and again. So we turn the foot. We glide out. This time we're going to extend the left arm forward. You're going to draw the left hand back as a shield. Then you come back to center again, and then we do the other side. So we step out through the right leg. Right hand shield. Left arm extends forward. Left arm draws back. Straighten the right leg and draw back to center. I'll do it one more time to the left side, okay? So left arm is a shield. Step on out. Right arm glides. Right arm draws back. So you straighten that left leg, and then you come back to center. One more time on the opposite side. So step out with your right foot. Right hand's a protector. Glide that left hand forward. Glide your right leg back, and then you come back to center again. So all of these actions are things that they actually have practical, real-world applications. I mean, you can use these in terms of fighting and martial arts. So from here, you're going to take your hands and you're going to do bow and arrow pose. So this is the bow and arrow pose. You're going to take your hands into the center chest. You're going to bend the knees slightly. You're going to draw out your right elbow back, your left arm forward, just like you were holding a bow, and then you're going to release the arrow through the left fingers. You draw back to center, and then we do the other side. So we inhale, open up the bow. So open up the bow, let the arrow go, and then come back to center again. This is actually a stretch that they teach for the lungs. So this is chi for the lungs. And then come back to center here. As you inhale, open those arms out to the other side. Open up the arms, open up the chest. Come back to center again. So inhale, opening up the arms, opening up the chest, opening up the palm. Exhale, finding your way back to center. Inhale, other side, opening up, opening up, opening up. And back to center again. Good. All right, so from here, let's take our knees together this time. And let's begin to rotate on our knees. So this is actually a really nice poses to take, as sometimes our low back gets pretty tight. And when you do this stretch in the knees, believe it or not, you begin to loosen those muscles in the hips and in the lower back. So you're just kind of looking down towards the legs and spinning the knees in circles as you move the feet off and over. Okay, and then to the other side. Just kind of massaging those knees here, massaging the feet. Very nice. And then eventually you'll release the hands all the way down the legs. Take the feet at least hips width distance apart here. And just release the hands on down. Right thumb comes to the right crook of, or left crook of the elbow. Left thumb comes to the right crook of the elbow. Just breathe here. Glide those elbows over the left. Back to center. Glide those elbows over the right. Back to center. Release the hands down towards the mat here. So as you release the hands down towards the mat, just shake out the head. And shake out the head. Now take the hands to the low back, press through the feet, inhale, lift the chest, come on up. Good. So from here, we're back at center. We're going to do one more Tai Chi exercise. You're just going to imagine that you have a ball in between your hands. It's like an orb or like a globe. And you're going to just glide this globe from side to side. So what happens is the left arm comes forward and in front as the right hand drops down. And then the right hand comes forward in front as the left hand drops down. So once you switch sides, so once I go to the left side, the left hand comes on top. And once I move over to the right side, then the right hand comes on top. And you just begin to revolve here, just like you have this orb on top of your hands, and you're just holding onto this orb. And then from here, you'll come to center. You'll inhale, you'll open up the chest, open up the lungs, open up the body. And as you exhale, bring the hands just about parallel with the shoulders or hips. Inhale, opening up the chest, opening up the arms, opening up the shoulders. As you exhale, gliding those hands back into center and just feeling this buoyancy through the fingers. Inhale, opening up, opening up, opening up. And exhale, bringing those hands back on towards one another, and then release the fingers on down. Good. So we're just going to do a couple of standing poses before we find our way down to the mat. Let's take our feet wide apart again. Let's turn our feet over the right side and take a quick glance at our feet. So see that your right foot is in line with the right knee, is in line with the right hip. It's very important. Then as you look at the left foot, see that your right heel is in line with the left arch of the foot. That's our alignment. We always start with our alignment. Once you have your alignment, then you can stabilize. So now you can feel the legs drawing in towards one another as you lean the chest over to the right side. Now press to the left heel and inhale, lift the chest back up. Once again, pressing through the right ball of the foot, lean the chest on forward here. Good, pressing through the left heel, leaning the chest on up. One more time, pressing through the right ball of the foot, leaning the chest on forward. Inhale, pressing through the left heel, leaning on up. So that's kind of gives us this dynamic range of motion in our hips. We're going to turn our feet in, we're going to turn our feet to the other side and begin to work these actions in the hips once again. So you'll glide the left hip back, glide the right hip forward, and breathe here. And then you'll press through the right heel and lift the chest on up. Good. You'll lean on forward, lean on forward, lean on forward here. And then you'll press through the back heel, back thigh, lift the chest on up. One more time. Leaning on forward, leaning on forward, leaning on forward here. And once again, pressing through the back foot, lifting on up. So we come back to center, we turn to the right one more time. So now, right heel, right knee, right hip, right, all in a line. You're going to glide this time your right hip back, your left hip forward, and then bring your right hand down to the right shin. It just comes to wherever the shoulder is. So if your shoulder is here, then that's where your arm is. If your shoulder is here, that's where your arm is. If your shoulder is here, that's where your arm is. Wherever your shoulder is where the arm goes. And then as you press down through the feet, now we begin to stabilize. So stabilize by bending through your right knee just slightly, not a lot, but a little bit, and you're going to draw your right calf into your right shin. Draw the right hip back. Now, feel the legs hugging in towards each other, almost as if you were holding a block in between both of your legs, and then begin to float the left arm up towards the ceiling here. So feel the right hip drawing back, feel the left thigh drawing back as well. Now feel both hips drawing in towards one another. Keep bending that right knee. Keep lifting through that left arm. Inhale, let the left arm lift us up. Take the hands to the hips. Let's do the other side. So we start with our alignment first. Quick glance at the feet. See that the heel of your left foot lines up to the arch of your right foot. Draw the left hip back. Draw the right hip forward. So already we're beginning our alignment. Then we stabilize. We stabilize through the feet. So we let the front of the left toes be soft. We let the left shin or left calf move into the left shin. We let the left buttocks draw back. Right heel is pressing down, right thigh is drawing back and in. So both the legs are drawing towards one another. Then we elongate. We elongate through the right arm. Let the right arm elongate. Press down again through the feet. Feel the feet growing down into the earth. Feel the right arm extending up all the way through to the ceiling. Keep lengthening through that right arm. Keep lengthening through the right side of the chest as you breathe here. Inhale, drawing that right arm up. Turning the feet back to parallel. And one more time, turning over to the right side. So we have one more stretch on this side, one more standing asana. From here, maybe two more. All right, from here, the right heel aligns with the left arch of the foot. Now, this is an action that I've actually been teaching all week. You're going to see if you can lift your toes up off of the mat. So even though the foot is down, the toes are lifting up if you can, just to see if you can do that. It's kind of cool just to see if we can lift those toes up. Exhale, soften those toes on down. Good. You're going to bend the right knee to 90 degrees. See if you can lift those toes up again. So now the knee is bent to 90, but your toes are lifting up off the floor. This actually creates an activation in that leg, which allows for the inner and outer arches of the feet to activate here. The left hip's still turned in. So left hip is not too much of a concern in this pose. You just want it to be turned in so it's protected. You don't want to put too much pressure on the left hip. Take your arms out to the sides and breathe here. This is called Warrior Two pose. So once you feel your alignment, then you stabilize through the legs. So let the left thigh come in, let the right buttocks draw in, and then we elongate through those arms. So feel the arms lengthening and elongating. Now take your right forearm, place it on your right thigh crease. Take your left hand, place it behind the head. As you bend deeper into that right knee, and you can keep those right toes off the mat if you want to. It's fine. Begin to lift the chest on up. So as you lift the chest on up, you can softly release the right toes down to the mat and begin to look up towards that left elbow. Maybe extend the left arm up and over the head. Inhale, lengthen that arm up. Let the left arm lift us up. Once again, lift the right toes up off the mat if you can. Glide the right leg to straight. Bring the hands to the hips and turn the right foot in. We're going to do the same to the other side. So you're going to turn both feet out. See that the left foot, left knee, left hip is all in one line. See that the left heel is aligned to the right arch of the foot. As you bend into that left knee, lift the left toes up off the mat. So that's an action that we do that helps us to hold the pose. It's a way of holding the pose for longer. So as you press down through both heels, feel both thighs drawing in towards one another, and lengthen the arms out to the sides. Good, you can soften those left toes down to the mat if you want to. Or you can keep them lifted. It's your choice. Keep drawing back through that right arm. Keep lengthening through the left arm. Right hip is drawing back. Left hip is drawing back. Breathe here. Then bring your left forearm onto the left thigh crease. Right arm up towards the ceiling. Maybe re-lengthen or re-lift your left toes up off of the floor. So breathe here. You can bend a little bit more deeply into that left knee. Take the right arm, bring it behind the head, and as you press through the right heel, maybe look towards those right fingers. So stabilize the legs here. As you bend through that left knee, draw the hips in towards one another. The left hip is drawing towards the right. The right hip is drawing towards the left. And then look up at that elbow as you elongate. Maybe re-extending that right arm up. Maybe lengthening that right arm all the way up and over the head here. Inhale, the arm lifts us up. Glide up again, Warrior Two pose. Straighten through the left leg. Turn your feet in. And once again, feet are parallel here. Let's step the feet back towards one another. So one more time, we're back in Tadasana pose. So see here if you feel a little bit more stable. So first align the body. You can see the feet are directly underneath the pelvis and the feet are parallel. They're like mirrors of each other. Then from here, you stabilize. You feel those legs stabilizing as you feel the thighs drawing back, as you feel the buttocks releasing down, as you feel the hips drawing in, belly drawing in, and then we elongate. Raise the arms up towards the ceiling. Maybe the palms touch here. Good. Exhale, hands come down through the center chest. Release the hands down to the mat. Inhale, place the hands on the shins. Lengthen the chest, heart, and sternum forward. As you exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, spin the arms up towards the ceiling, lengthening through the fingers. Palms come to touch. As you exhale, release the hands down to the sides. Again, as we take the hands to the hips here, we step the feet apart. Step the feet apart. Spin both feet over to the right side of the room. That's it. And as you press through the right ball of the foot, draw the right hip back. As you press through the left heel, draw the left hip forward. And then lean forward, lean forward, lean forward here. Maybe take your hands to the floor. Now, if you can't place your hands on the floor, what I'd recommend is grabbing hold of 2 blocks and placing 2 blocks on either side of your leg. So it's very important here that your hands are pressing down somewhere. And if you have these blocks, this is usually pretty nice. You're going to soften through those right toes. You're going to release the head on down and breathe here. This is called runner's lunge, often called runner's lunge. The proper name of the pose is called Parsvottanasana. And if you want to try, can you lift up the toes off the floor? Can you lift up the ball of the foot off the floor? So now you're just kind of balancing on your right heel. It's just a little bit of a deeper way to take the pose. As you exhale, lower those ball of the foot and the toes down to the mat. Walk the blocks to center. Walk the blocks over to the other side. And be here for a moment. So first we start with our alignment. See that the right heel is pressing down. See that the right hip is drawing forward. See that the left toes are lengthening forward. See that the left hip is drawing back. Then we stabilize. We stabilize through the legs. So feel the left calf moving towards the left shin. Feel the left thigh drawing towards the left hamstring here. As you press to the right heel, feel the right leg drawing back. Then we elongate. Feel the chest lengthening forward. Feel the heart lengthening forward. Continue to elongate through the chest, heart, and sternum. And then eventually you can close the eyes and release the head here. This is called Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose, also referred to as the runner's stretch. If you want, you can climb up onto the heel of your left foot. So the ball of the foot, the toes lift up, and then you release the head on down here. All right, release those toes on down. From here, walk the feet back to center. Walk the feet back to center. Inhale, lift the chest on up. And exhale, release the head on down. So, as we take Prasarita Padottanasana one more time, if you want, you can stack your blocks up and release your head onto those blocks here and just release your hands down. So first you align the body, see the feet are parallel. See that the calves are moving towards the shins. See that the thighs are drawing towards the hamstrings. Feel the chest lengthening forward, shoulders back, eyes are closed. Breath is long and slow. And as you continue to breathe here, once again, feel the stabilization through the pose. The legs continue to stabilize here. You can feel as though the thighs are drawing back as the center chest lengthens forward. Eventually, you'll take your hands onto the blocks again. Inhale, lift the chest up. Then we'll take our hands to the hips and we'll lift the chest up. Then we'll step our feet back together and we'll come back to Tadasana's pose. So now we're ready for some of our groundwork. So as you feel ready, you're going to lower yourself down onto the mat, and we're going to come into child's pose to start. Knees are wide, feet are together, release the head on down. Close the eyes. So you can bring your arms either alongside of you, or you can extend your arms along the back of your spine. So whatever is most comfortable for you. And eventually, begin to inhale. Lift on up, so lift the chest on up, lift the sternum on up. As you spread the fingers wide apart, we're going to take a downward facing dog here. It's a nice way to relax and release the body. So press the fingers forward, lengthen the forearms towards the fingers, lengthen the shins all the way towards the heels. Feel the hamstrings drawing back, feel the thighs drawing back.
Feel the upper arms drawing back, shoulder blades move into the center chest, and hug the belly in here. Good. Now as you exhale, release the knees down onto the mat. Let's take our legs forward in front of us now and find our way onto our backs. So we're going to come onto our backs right now and hug your knees into your chest. So just hug your knees into your chest here as you release onto your back. Let's start by taking the right knee into the chest here. Right knee hugs into the chest. And then take your hands around the back of the right leg. So lengthen that right leg up towards the ceiling now. This is called, Supta Padangusthasana, which is it's called bound foot pose. In this case, we're holding the back of the leg, so it's bound leg pose in this case, but it's the same. It's still Supta Padangusthasana. So as you breathe here, just breathing into the back of your right leg, pressing down through the left foot, lengthening both sides of the buttocks all the way to the heels. So you breathe here. Right knee draws into a bend. Release the right knee on down. Left knee comes into the center chest. Hands come behind the back of the left leg. Left heel extends up towards the ceiling. Flex the left foot. So continue to press the left thigh away from you here. Continue to press the right foot down towards the mat. Flex the toes and allow the left buttocks to lengthen towards the right heel. As you exhale here, rebend into that left knee. Release that left foot on down. Take your knees back into the center chest again. One more time, hold on to the right knee. This time, extend your left leg all the way to the front of the mat. So take your right knee now and bring it outside so your right knee is coming towards your right shoulder, and just breathe here. Flex the left foot. See that you're breathing into your right hip. And then take your hands, place your hands around the back of the right leg. Inhale, extend the right leg up towards the ceiling again. When we take this pose, we're taking a mild inversion. So when you take your leg up above your heart, you're letting the blood flow change within the body, and oftentimes you're letting the circulation improve within the body. So right leg lifts up, spread through the toes here as you breathe. Right knee comes into the center chest. Release the right leg down, and then begin to take your hands behind the back of the left leg. Right leg extends forward, left leg extends up. As you hold on to the back of the left leg here, draw the left hip away from you. Continue to breathe. Flex through the right foot. Draw the shoulder blades down to the mat. Lengthen through the center chest. So once again, we're back into Supta Padangusthasana, A variation. All right, and then from here, you'll bend that knee again. You'll bring both knees back to a bent position again. You'll release both feet down to the mat. As you release both feet down to the mat, take both knees, release both knees over to the right side of the room. So, depending on how you feel today, you may want to release those knees down to the mat. You can always float those legs up a little bit if you need to, if you want to. Just breathing into the left side of the chest here. So close the eyes. Let the breath be long and slow. This is kind of where we start to unwind. If you guys have been practicing with us, our wellness class, usually we start out, we got some stretches, and then eventually we begin to develop a practice that is more peaceful and relaxing. Back to center here, and then take the legs over to the other side. And breathe. As you continue to breathe here, just release the right shoulder down. Release the eyes, release the chest, release the face. Just continue to breathe here. All right, let's take it back to center. We're going to draw the left knee into the center chest again. Take the left foot, cross it around the right thigh crease. And then you're going to bring the back of the right thigh in towards the chest. This is called thread the needle pose. If the head is lifting up off the floor, please consider placing a blanket underneath the head here. You want to let the left outer hip draw towards the right heel. Continue to flex both feet. And breathe here. And then you're going to take this right knee, hug it on in, place the right foot around the top of the left thigh crease, take the back of the left leg here, hold on to that leg, and breathe. So the right outer hip begins to open up towards the left heel. Both feet are flexed. Feel the alignment of the left leg. Feel the openness in the right hip, right groin. And then exhale, release that left foot down, release the right knee down. Good. Take your knees together, take your feet apart, and close your eyes here. This is called constructed rest pose. Now, if you feel any tension in the lower back, you can place a blanket under the knees, extend the legs forward. If you feel tension under the head, place a blanket under the head. Right now, guys, I'm going to go into a Reiki practice. So you guys, we've done it before. I'm going to do this Reiki practice with you guys. So we're going to start out by taking our hands to the center chest. It's more of like a spiritual practice, more of a relaxation practice. You're going to take your hands to your forehead now. Just place your hands on top of your forehead. And place your hands back at your center chest. Palms touch. So any intentions you want to set, you can set them now for yourself, for humankind, for animals, plants, trees, for anyone. And just know that that energy is prevalent in the universe. Take your hands, place them over the eyes. So I actually place the reverse side of my hands over my eyes, and that's mostly just because our hands are gripping and grasping all day. So I just found that if you place the reverse side over the hands, it's just less of the part of the body that's doing gripping. And then just close the eyes. Now I'm going to guide you guys through Reiki precepts. So there are 5 of them. And as you move through the practice, you just see what rings true for you. If anything, all the purpose of Reiki is to do is just to relax. I'm teaching the Reiki in this class because I just felt like it'd be good to have a relaxation practice. We don't do Reiki too often in wellness class, and it's often nice to practice. So as you start, you may say just for today, and you can bring your hands to the top of the head now. Just for today, may I let go of anger. So we're placing our hands on our head and just repeating that. Just for today, may I let go of anger. Just as a reminder that asking for ourselves to have the opportunity to let go of any anger we may feel. Anger to ourselves, anger to our friends, anger to our families, anger towards the president, or anger towards protests and everything else that's going on. Looting, inequality, etc. Just letting it go. It's not that it doesn't matter, but right now in your practice, it's important to just be able to relax. This is your personal time to relax. And then taking your hands and placing them at the back of the head. And as you place your hands on the back of the head, we move to the second Reiki precept. Just for today, I let go of worry. Any worries that you may have. Worries about the past. Worries about the future. Worries about yourself. Worries about a friend or a family member. May I let them go. And oftentimes, we let go of the thought so we can be better prepared for what actions we need to take. It's not that we don't have to worry at all ever. but it's that we can let go of our worries so that we can be more present, alive, happy, and free. And taking your hands and placing them over your throat, over the neck. And as you place your hands over the neck, you can just rest the hands here. What I do when I do this, I have some space in between my neck and the heel of my palm. You continue to breathe here. Just for today, may I let go of anger. Just for today, may I let go of worry. So our throat is where our voice comes from. So the next Reiki precept we come into is just for today, may I be happy. And just breathing here. You can take those hands now. You can place them over the chest. So now I have a suggestion. If your legs are extended or bent knees and you have blocks, I would recommend taking your legs into Supta Baddha Konasana, which is this pose right here where the feet are together and the knees are apart. So this is a really opening pose. It's good for the body. It's really good to have blocks under the legs here as you continue to rest. So this is called Supta Baddha Konasana. If you don't have blocks, you can place pillows, blankets, bolsters, all of those under the legs. Just for today, may I be happy. Hands are over the chest. And try your best to just relax here. You're going to take the hands now and place the hands over the belly. The belly is an interesting place because belly is really sense of groundedness. It's still one of our grounding chakras. Just for today, may I be authentic. Just for today, may I be authentic. And when I think of authenticity, I think of living from a sense of self. It's not always the case, it's a work in progress. You could keep your legs here if you really like. You could extend your legs all the way forward. Take your hands and place them over your pelvis. You could place your hands over the tops of the thigh creases or the pubis or wherever on your legs and just rest the hands here. Just for today, may I be kind. Often one of my favorites. Move the head from right to left. We're going to start to move back into some mindful movements. We're not quite done yet, but the mindful movements are very helpful to release stagnation in the body. And then from here, if your legs are not already forward, you're going to extend your legs forward in front of you. Raise the arms up towards the ceiling, point the toes and flex them. And point the toes and flex them. And point the toes and flex them. Good. And again here, you're going to take the knees to a bent position and you're going to drift the legs all the way over to your left side. Just move the block. If you have any block, just move the block out to the side and roll over onto your side. And as you roll over on this side, be here for a moment. And then from here, just begin to press your way up. We're not quite done yet. We still have a little bit of time left. So you're going to come onto your hands and your knees. You're going to take a few cat and cows. Inhale, lifting the chest up. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, peeling the chest up. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, peeling the chest up. Exhale, rounding the spine. You're going to, again, take your feet together, knees apart, and find your way into child's pose. And release here. If you need to place your head on a block, place your head on a block. And then from here, you're going to lift up. You're going to come onto your hands and your knees. Again, you're going to come onto your forearms this time. And just release the head down on your forearms. You're going to wiggle the hips over to the left and over to the right here just to stretch out. And then as you feel ready, you're just going to extend your right leg on back. We've done this before many times, just lengthening through the right leg as you press through the hands into the floor. Great way to stretch out the legs here. Eventually bringing your right knee back to a bend, extending your left leg on back. And releasing the head on down. You'll draw the left knee back to a bend. You'll press down through the right hand. You'll glide the left arm under the body and release the head on down. Begin to turn the chest and breathe here. This is called standing thread the needle. Not standing, but it's like it's a different variation of thread the needle pose. And breathing into the chest, breathing into the heart, breathing into the sternum here. And let's do the other side. Press down that hand, glide the other hand on through, release the head down. Pressing on down and lift on up here. Inhale, peeling the chest forward. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, peeling the chest on forward. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, peeling the chest on forward. Exhale, rounding the spine. Good. So from here, now we're going to come back onto our buttocks. And we're going to take our feet together. So in my earlier class that I taught today, we take our feet together. We create a stability here. This is called Baddha Konasana. And then you just release the head on down. So you're stabilizing through your legs. So the tibia and the fibia, these bones of the shin bones, they're going to come towards the feet. And your femur bones are going to come towards the hips. And you're just going to release the head on down. You know, if you have a block here, some of us could even place a block here and just release the head down like this. This may feel nice. So whatever you choose, just breathing here. Continue to be with the breath. So we kind of slow things down at the end of our practice. We have a nice warm practice the first 30 minutes or so, and then the last 20 minutes or so, we just slow it all down. which is good. I hope that you guys enjoy this way of practice. And then you'll lift the head on up. You'll lift the head on up. You're going to take your left leg forward, right leg in, and then bring your hands down to the shin as you release the head on down. Close the eyes here. This is called Janu Shirshasana, or head to knee pose. Just close the eyes here and breathe. Lift the chest, lift the heart, lift the sternum. Take your right leg, extend it on forward. Take your hands around the left leg, release. Last but not least, lift the chest up. Extend both of those legs forward and just release the head on down. You could keep the knees bent like me. If you want, you could release the head on down. And eventually you'll lift on back up. Bring those legs forward. Bring the arms out to the sides. Just rest here for a minute or so. We're not going to be here for long. It's a shortened Shavasana because we already did some nice little long holds in this position. So this is really just the grounding for the end of the class. Arms out to the sides, fingers out to the sides. Just breathing here. What I want you guys to do, bring the knees to a bend again. You're going to take your left leg over the right. You're going to scoot your hips over to the left and then glide your knees over to the right. So you have this nice little twisting pose. It's called Garandasana legs, Jartha Parivartanasana twist, or stomach churning pose twist. We've done it many times before. There's something about the leg wrap that helps to let the hips release. And then back to center and change sides. Taking your right leg over the left, scooting your hips over to the right, releasing your legs over to the left. And then back to center again. As you feel ready, rolling onto your side again and releasing that hand on down. Just being here for another moment. And eventually you're going to press your way on up. And you're going to find your way into a seated position. So find your way into a seat. You may be on a block. You may be on the ground. However you want to sit is fine. And just come into a seated position. Close the eyes here. Take the hands to the center chest. As you exhale, release the chin towards the chest, just closing your practice. Peace, love, and light. And eventually lifting those heads back up and opening the eyes. Namaste. So thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the practice. Very nice beginning practice, a little bit of movement. End of practice, very gentle, lots of holds and stuff. So if you like that format, just let me know. That's kind of what I've been doing lately. Happy to change it up if you guys like. If you like any individual practices like the Reiki or more meditation or more yoga, then just let me know and then I'll incorporate more of that into the practice. We do this class every weekday at 3 p.m. So as I usually close the practice once again. So thank you guys so much. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. To Gail and Dan, I hope that you have a phenomenal day today. Hopefully you have a nice evening as well. To anybody else who's practicing or anybody else who sees this video, please let me know. Please check in. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what type of classes you're interested in. So this is kind of like a free request class as long as it's gentle. And as long as it's more on the wellness side, I'm happy to do any type of topics. So a couple of ways that you guys could help out. If you don't already like the Facebook page, please hit a thumbs up sign on the Facebook page. Like button. You could hit a like button on the video. A heart sign. Also, love when I see your guys' comments. Oh, Jonathan, excellent. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. So hope that you guys enjoyed the practice. Once again, we do this practice every weekday at 3 p.m. So for those of us who are still with us, always a pleasure to have you guys. Oh, amazing. Thank you so much, Gail. So always a pleasure. So Jonathan, Gail, and also guys, because you guys are my regulars, any type of request that you may have, just feel free to let me know. You don't have to share it with the group. You can if you want. You could send it in a message. I'm happy to look into requests so I could see what I can do to make the classes whatever you guys are looking for. So I just hope everybody has a very blessed day. Hope that you guys have a very blessed evening as well. I'll be here tomorrow at 3 p.m. We have classes all day. Every class is live streaming. All classes are back on Facebook. So if you don't like my Facebook page, please feel free to subscribe. Just the way it's Yoga with Jason G. That's at Yoga with Jason G. Everybody having a fantastic evening. Gail, Jonathan, Dan, anybody else who's watching, have a fantastic evening, and I will look forward to seeing all of you very, very soon. Namaste, yogis. Be well. Thank you, guys.